Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another recording of Hearthstone. We need 2 Shaman victories, so let's get it done. Who else could I be playing as, actually? Let's ask that question. Mage? Maybe we'll play a little bit of Mage too, just to make sure we get this done. No, the Shaman's at 36 and the Mage is at max level of 60, but I also don't want to go into a 4th episode. So I've done enough research, which was literally the first 2 hits on Google about the winter sale versus the autumn sale for Steam. It seems like indications of previous times is that they are going to be very similar, probably the same things at the same discounts, maybe a few things different, but possibly not a lot difference. And for my budget, I think just getting it now is fine.
I'll be a real knight.
Ideally, it'd be kind of nice if I could keep of the $200 budget. It'd be kind of nice if I could keep $100 of it back and just say I've got enough games and I don't need any for the next 6 months to a year. That would be nice. It's just sadly not the case.
We're using real sorts.
Done.
So yeah, having more cash on hand for new games, having more cash on hand for equipment. Video card, as far as the equipment, is the really only, well, 2 things I need. I need a second video card, I feel like, and I'm sure people could argue against that, but I think I probably do. And then I need more hard drive spaces for space, which, depending on what I'm trying to do with the hard drives, I could make the argument that I need a lot more hard drives, or I need a consistent flow of hard drives if I'm going to try and back up all the videos I make. Then you start to think about like liquid cooling. I think if I'd ever do that, it's going to be in the next computer build I make, not the current one. It's full of RAM already. The CPU, I would never change out a CPU. So there really isn't anything else as far as computer things. Maybe if you get crazy and there was any kind of like consistency there, I'd get like an Oculus Rift, but I'm not sure if that fad is already on the downslope. I haven't seen a lot of people talking about VR or doing VR on YouTube lately, not in the past couple of months. So we already may be past it, even as YouTube has added the ability to make videos like that. You know what's really funny is I've considered it. There is theoretically a way that I could split the screen for myself without having a virtual reality headset, and then record the video in that way. And I think OBS would be able to do that, and then put that video up. And guy. Put it up on YouTube. Now I don't think that really there's much of a target market there. I don't know how many people really have Google Cardboard and would pull that out and watch 3D things on their phone or do any of that stuff.
Did you bring some fish?
Do I want to kill this guy? I guess I do. I think 1080p 60 frames per second is fine to have as my standard for my recording. I kind of wish labeling all the videos 1080p 60 got me more views, but I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe it's losing me views.
What to do?
I have no idea. It shouldn't be losing me views, but it might be. You never know with Google. You just never know. One week it works one way, one week it works another. As far as I can tell, which is probably just an indication that I don't have a clue.
Time waits for no one.
Would have been nice if I got more work done today, but I'm still kind of like... today is Black Friday, technically. So I'm just looking at those sales. Not a lot of online sales. Assumedly, if those are going to even come about, which they probably won't, really. It's all being held back for the Cyber Monday stuff. These two aren't totems. That's not a totem, so I only have 2 totems right now. That would make it this a 6/6. But if I am making the argument that I'm not working because it's Black Friday, that also kind of means I'm not going to work tomorrow on Saturday, or the day after on Sunday, or the day after on Monday, which means I'm effectively taking 4 more days of vacation that I really shouldn't be doing since I was sick for like 4 or 5 days. Yeah. I'd rather get things done.
Time waits for no one.
I'm also feeling that some games just inherently don't capture my attention as much as I would have liked them all to, which is just always the fun. It's always the case, is some games just don't capture my attention, and yet I need to develop the ability and the skill to cover those.
There is a lot at stake here.
Do I want to kill this guy? Let's go ahead and kill this guy. And leave this guy.
Job's done.
Like that. That way he can't use his hero ability to kill this guy. If this one was down 2 health, he could do that. There might be a nasty secret too about maybe I didn't finish as many games as I thought I did. That is a possibility. That maybe nostalgia has played its parts. I know those definitely games I did not finish. Games I've definitely not finished in the past. But I'm thinking that number was lower than what it might actually have been. Maybe it isn't. Maybe my channel will start to continuously go that direction and just more and more games not get finished. That inherently is not a terrible thing. That's exactly what Giant Bomb does all the time. And not just Giant Bomb, but most video game reviewers, no real guarantee that they finished the whole game when they review it. Or if they did finish the whole game, no real guarantee that they played it in any natural way. Almost something like they didn't. Because they're under such rush But yeah, Giant Bomb's Quick Look series. What is that if not just
Time waits for no
quickly
one.
looking at a game that they may never even picked up or looked at before? Does he think he can save himself?
Well played. I concede.
Yay, another victory. We got to level 37. Get 10 gold. We only need one more victory. We'll stick with the shaman. Why not? And that's what my Spotlight series is too, is that most of the games I spotlighted are games that inherently I wasn't ever gonna play. Like Spelunky's a great example of that. There's a game I could have gotten well into. It just didn't capture my attention compared to all the other games I need to cover, which now all of a sudden, by making that statement, is saying I'm no longer being an average gamer, I'm now being a rich person gamer who has access to every single game available, or a video game reviewer who has access to every single game available, because now I'm meting out and measuring my time in comparison to other games, which when I was growing up was certainly not the case. I had always a pretty small selection of games, and you would play them all as much as possible, trying to beat them because they were so much harder in the NES days, because they weren't tested or made easy. Ooh, one of these new League of Explorer games. You know what I need to do? I need to go back and just make sure that week 3 did not come out, even though it wasn't supposed to, for the League of Explorers. I forgot to do that. It would be so late right now if they had accidentally released it for no real reason.
You face
Avenge. Not the card I wanted. But yeah, Spelunky just never got into it for me. I kind of like the concept of the game. I've liked watching other people play Spelunky. I've liked a lot of elements to it. It just never caught my attention. Let's see. If I kill this one, then that won't do any good. So
We're using real swords.
do this and do this, and in the turn. Another one of these. Discover a 3-cost card. I don't know if the Jewel's Scarab is really worth it. I wouldn't think it was worth it.
Did you bring some fish?
The victory is yours.
Whoa, look at that. Seems a little premature to give me the victory then. Man, that felt like nothing. Let's just quickly go back here and... Ah, good. Fortunately, the bug in the newer versions of Hearthstone, it really exists, like I said, has struck again, so we have to go get another victory, because that didn't go long enough. I assume that's a bug. I assume that's not some kind of anti-cheating thing where now you have to go a certain length for it to count. Let's see, let's go to the League of Explorers just real quickly. Opens week 3, good. So I don't have to do anything this Thursday. Well, it's Friday. I didn't miss it. Thursday was Thanksgiving in the United States. It's kind of funny as Black Friday has invaded, I heard someone say, the UK, which is kind of ironic considering it's after Thanksgiving, which is almost is somewhat related to the United States. Well, the United States Thanksgiving is somewhat related to the United States people leaving the UK. It's just, Black Friday in the UK should be that they just ship all of their crap from stores over to the United States and sell it there, or just dump it off in the Boston Harbor. This is our Black Friday. We just don't want to we don't want you anymore. Getting rid of you. No great Black Friday deals have shown up, and I doubt they will. I've already said it, but I'll say it again. Let's see if we can get an actual victory this time. That was the wrong move to play. I should have played the hero ability. Because now this one will be able to fight, but unless I can play another one of these totems by drawing it, I have nothing. So just going backwards has cost me 3 damage to the base. Poor strategy, poor strategy. But yeah, back to the autumn sale. The real question now is not, do I want these games? The question is, do I want the money? It's all about the money, to quote Vince McMahon. Is it a better thing to just hold on to that cash for a little bit longer? Save it for some other thing. Ideally, the $200 per sale budget, if it stayed consistent, which I guarantee it will, you could save some of that for the next game that's like Fallout 4, the next something along those lines. And be able to spend $60 on one game versus spending... I think the most expensive thing in the shopping cart right now is like $40 at most, and that's probably the Valve Complete Collection, which is just everything Valve has ever made. And there's definitely some stuff in there that, like, I have no interest in playing Counter-Strike Go. I really can't go and play Portal again. I might do Portal Stories Mel, which is a mod to Portal 2. And I think that might be fun to play. But Team Fortress 2 still gets played, but it's something that at most will get a spotlight. I mean, that's all I could do with it, is just give it a spotlight. Half-Life will maybe eventually get down through the point where I just play all of that. The Black Mesa remake of Half-Life is there. It's not included, however, in the bundle because it's not made by Valve. So if that Black Mesa thing came out of being an early access, like not finished product, there's some argument to that, changing things around. Darn it, I have to do this, and then this, and then this. And we'll go ahead and do this. But yeah, that's a big bundle, and it's really just to get all Valve games off the thing. I think Valve's games aren't gonna ever particularly go on sale much more, because Valve is getting cuts off every other sale. It's not like they're gonna be desperate for money, and if they are desperate for money, then Steam itself is gonna be in trouble.
One day I'll be a real knight.
And if Steam becomes its own, is in trouble, then we've got a lot of problems as far as putting all these games in this DRM mechanism. Oh, I looked up the Saboteur, which is a game I've mentioned a couple times and would like to cover. It turns out it was made by a company called Pandemic Studios, and they got liquidated. So I could have sworn that it was the same company that made Assassin's Creed. Maybe they released it or published it. This is a bug. Oh man, such a bug. Look at this. Now I get the reward. I just lost and I got the reward. Such a bug. That is annoying. So is there anything else we could do? I need still quite a bit of gold. So I imagine, let's see, to get back to 5,000 where I want to be, I need 175, 165 if I could do math right. So if each one was 60, 60, and then 40, which is about 1. Then one more week, 3 more days would get me back to 5,000. Then in 3 more days from then, it would be week 3, and I'd spend the value of the 3rd week, and then maybe I'll get close to being back to 5,000, and then it will be about a week, I would bet, after buying the 4th week. So it's not too bad. We're still keeping the 5,000, which is where I want it to be, and then we can start growing more. And I'd like to make at least 10 or 20 each recording session on top of a potential arena run. And we'll try to do arena runs when the Tavern Brawl is closed, so there's always something in between, and we'll consistently have more episodes. I think that works pretty well. Anywho, that's gonna be it for this recording session. I think at 23 minutes there's not a real reason, no real reason to continue playing. Nope, I don't see a real reason. Just I have nothing more to talk about. I've spent this entire recording session talking about all the shopping I've been doing, and that's about it. All I have been doing. So, as always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. Let me know down in the comments below what you got on sale. I'm sure this will air many months after that sale, so you'll have to think back and say, what game did you get good? If you want to support me, which would be helpful, very much helpful. Money certainly is tight. The fact that I'm spending so much effort trying to find the very, very best deals shows that money's tight. That doesn't particularly mean that I will just be terrible with budgeting if it wasn't, but it would certainly help if I didn't have to spend so much effort and trade off hours that should be used recording games, instead spending those hours shopping around and making sure. So there's the blue button on the right. When you click on my name, click that, make donations, and then if you can't support me financially, support me on those social media sites down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.